Drone here. This is X7 Space Explorer, and we're still testing the OBBEY 3.7 850 mAh 25C LiPo battery. And what we're doing here is showing you that the battery will fit in other things besides the SEMA X series. It is advertised on Amazon for a replacement battery for the SEMA X series. If you have the same connection as the SEMA X series, or if you are unsure what I'm talking about, go back 2 videos and I show the unboxing of this and what that connection looks like. If you have some oddball quadcopter that isn't mainstream, isn't a SEMA, isn't a JJRC, isn't a GP Toys, isn't a DJI, isn't a Unic, etc., etc., one you bought cheap maybe from China, one maybe you got from Dick's Sporting Good, the Quadrone series, that aren't mainline, and you have the same connection, this will plug right into it. You'll be able to fly. I'm showing you that. This is a 850 mAh. It fits very tight in this. It fit very tight in the SEMA X5. And I don't think you're going to get anything larger in these battery compartments without damaging them. I'm not about damaging stuff. I bought these. I like to keep them the way they are. I don't like to modify them too much. Weight reduction. All day with weight reduction. That's simply unscrewing stuff, leaving it off, and going to fly. That's fun. But what we're doing here is a time trial. Out of the box, I didn't charge one of these. I got 7 minutes. Then I charged 4 of them because I used one of them right out of the box. So I had 4 charging. I burned one of them. I charged 4 of them, and I took one of those with the SEMA X5, which it's being sold for as a replacement battery or an upgraded battery. And I pushed just about 10 minutes. 7 minutes is the average flight time for a manufacturer battery. This battery got that without being charged. 10 minutes is getting right above par. That's getting to your excellent stage of flying. That's where you're flying, you're enjoying it, and then you start playing around. And then when the battery dies, you're okay with that. You flew for 10 minutes. You flew for 1/3 of a half an hour. That's fun. And you have extra ones. Let it cool down for about 2 to 3 minutes, throw another one in, bam, you're good to go to fly again. And if you have 5 of them, you're almost hitting an hour. I mean, you're 10 minutes shy of an hour as long as the batteries are consistent. And what I mean by consistent, if you do buy cheapo batteries, there's a good possibility they mass-produced quantity over quality. And if they did quantity over quality, there's a good possibility you'll get a battery that performs well, and there's a good possibility you're going to get a battery that doesn't perform well at all. Or upon receiving, go back 2 videos, I show you, I open these, I look over them, I look over the quality of the build, which I think the quality of build on this battery is good, but you'll start getting puffed out batteries right from the manufacturer. That tells you that they're mass producing them. They're going for quantity over quality, and that's how they're able to sell you them dirt cheap. You don't always want dirt cheap. Trust me, I love cheap things, but I don't like cheap things that perform poorly. These batteries here, they are decently priced. I believe free shipping is offered through Amazon. And again, 7 minutes without being charged, 10 minutes on the SEMA X5. We're going to see what type of time we get here. I'm looking for consistency. So with that being said, if I don't get 9 to 10 minutes on this and I get extreme low, I'm not going to be happy with this battery. I need to see about 9, 10, 11 minutes in that ballpark for a fully charged battery, and that will compare to the last flight I did with the SEMA. This quadcopter can't be much heavier. Yes, I do have prop guards on. I didn't have them on the SEMA, but I also don't have a camera. I don't have a camera on this that's weighing it down or drawing power. So the only power that's being drawn from this is the indicator lights on the bottom and obviously your motors that are pushing your propellers. I have less wind than I did on my last flight. I'm also kind of near my home here, so wind's kind of confined and it's not wide open where I was. And as you can see, I'm down there. They do suggest that you're, I think, like 6 feet off the ground before you do flips. I was pushing the limits a little bit. But as you can see, these things are pretty durable. You don't have to be a professional flyer. Just know slight basic rules. If you crash, down throttle immediately. If you continue to up throttle in your crash, you try to fly out a tree, you try to fly away from a rock, and it's not going anywhere, you're going to burn out a motor. Prop guards. If you're flying outside, guys, you really don't need the prop guards on unless you're going to fly in closed areas. If you're flying in a wide open area like this, I suggest taking off your prop guards, just for the simple fact if you get too close to one of them top of the trees, I promise you the prop guard is going to grab the tree and it's going to stick in the prop guard. It's happened to me several times. I've climbed many high trees because of it. And if you crash, down throttle immediately. That way you don't chance breaking anything. You do see me flying very close to my face here. That's just because I got a lot of gnats in front of my face, and it's kind of trick of the trade. If you're out in a field, you have lots of bugs just swarming around your face. They don't like wind. So if you fly the quad close to your face, which is challenging, if you haven't done it before, be very careful because those blades are spinning very fast and you don't want to cut yourself. Fly close to your face and the gnats and whatnot will fly away periodically. What we're going to do here, guys, my first flight testing the non-charge battery, I was kind of in this area. Second flight, I took you in a different area. I don't like the same scenery. A lot of the top guys, they fly in the same scenery. They fly in a wide open field. It's not challenging, and it's quite honestly very boring to watch. They're very informative. They know what they're talking about. I'm not a top guy yet. I do appreciate all my subscribers, all my viewers. If you haven't subscribed, definitely do. But I'm not a top guy yet. I don't have 1 million subscribers. It'd be nice, but until I get there, I'm going to keep flying and I'm going to keep trying to pique your interest and give you something visual to look at other than a tiny little speck flying in a small field. I can't stand that. It literally puts me to sleep. Try to give you some visual stimulation here while you're learning stuff and while I'm testing stuff. So that's why we're back here. I'm going to try to test out the maneuverability while we're burning down this battery and getting an accurate time on this battery, as I'm not just hovering around. We're playing with the quad, as most of you will with your quadcopters. And look at that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You're not going to see that in an open field. I mean, it's not jaw-dropping or anything, but just showing you the force of wind that this thing's actually pushing down with, moving all that greenery that was there. And as I said, prop guards in a confined area like this, as long as I weren't to throttle directly up into the trees, not a bad idea. If I hit something, there's a good possibility I'm going to bounce off it. If I hit something and crash, guaranteed my propellers aren't shattered or broken. Right now, we're pushing 8 minutes. Another minute, if we hit 9, I'm good on these batteries. I'll suggest them. I'll put my BAM! I'll put the J-Drone stamp right on it. I'll sign off on them. If it hits 10 minutes, I'll double stamp it, you know. And if it hits 11 minutes, then you definitely got to go buy this battery if you're looking for extra batteries. I mean, even at the 9 or 10 minute mark, I'd still suggest you buying this, because consistency is way higher on my book than cheapo. Again, I like cheap things, but I do not like things to perform cheaply, if that makes sense, if you can wrap your head around that. As you can see, we're kind of doing a little bit of maneuverability here, which is easier said than done. And bam, we're down. And again, crash, drop throttle, and don't pull. Pull, put back in, pull, put back in. That way you don't break nothing. There's a lot of chance some of these things get wrapped around the blades because it's very long, and we are down again. This is just showing you I'm a pretty good flyer, and I'm crashing. If you crash, don't be hard on yourself. You're gonna crash. But we're back in air. Nothing's broke. As long as those three things, throttle down, don't try to fly out of something you're stuck in, and just be very careful. You're not going to break these quadcopters. If you try to get really rammy with it and fly it out of the top of a tree, or like when I was just stuck next to that rock, if I would have kept throttling and something had it, that and you see it grabbed it, but we're still going, if I kept throttling and it kept just ding, 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 dinging off a rock, what do you think is going to happen to that propeller blade? It's either going to shatter or it's going to stop moving and you're going to burn out your motor. But the batteries are blinking here. We're over 10 minutes. I'm happy. Consistent flight with the past flight. I suggest getting these. Look in the link below. The company that sells these has it honored through Amazon. You can't go wrong with Amazon. You're definitely backed. And you have extra batteries for your quad. If you're a new flyer, check out my channel. Please subscribe. I'm J-Drone, and if you have any questions, please ask. I'm always happy to help, guys. Don't be afraid to ask. I had to ask questions when I first started flying, and sometimes I still do. Enjoy the weekend. Happy Father's Day to everybody. Take care.